Virginia Finley, and I am in your History 6 class, and I am reporting on my primary source and how I went about finding it and looking for it. I put out the books that I did go and check out from the library, but that's kind of the end of the videotape here. First I went into the Gilroy Museum and to get the old juices flowing. I learned a little bit about the history of Gilroy, but I wasn't in there for very long. I found myself looking at stuff that really didn't pertain to anything that had to do with what I was in there for. So I was probably in there for about half an hour, so it was a great museum, but it wasn't, helpful at this time for what I was looking for. Before I went there, I went into, or I went online and checked the different browsers and wanted to, actually see what I could find online before I actually started going and looking around, actually driving around. So I went back online, and the San Francisco and Santa Clara County Library would pop up. I checked through there, but didn't really find anything. I think maybe I was doing it wrong the first time. So I chose to just get out and do some legwork and drive to the Morgan Hill Library. I spoke to the lady that was at the desk, the information desk, the help desk. She was really helpful. I was able to go through the Morgan Hill Library's archives, as they called it. It was just this file cabinet with a couple of drawers. So I went through pretty much everything that was there. Just came across the same names kind of popping up that I found online. It just didn't sound very interesting to me. It was all about, Mr. Sinol and Mr. Niles and Mr. Morgan Hill, and some things about San Martin. The librarian also, she pulled some books for me, but they just were pretty much, Mr. Morgan Hill and etc. So didn't really like really any of that. So I came back home, went on the computer again, entered history in the computer in the Santa Clara County Library system. It popped up, and I entered women in history in their system, in the Santa Clara County Library system, and it just popped up page after page of books. I probably scanned maybe 15 pages of books, read each small description of what the books were about. Then I came across the one that I wanted. I read it, reread it, opened as much information as I can. I checked out about the author, and saw that it was at the Morgan Hill Library, so drove back to the Morgan Hill Library. This is the book right here. It's not, it's just a kind of a plain Jane book. It was written by the lady that, she finished it in 1903, and it was written by Mary Bowden Carroll. She traveled across the United States to come to San Jose to do her research on several different things, but she was mainly interested in the society people, the women that were here, and so that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing my essay, per se. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's the primary source. This book here is the primary source that I'll be using. I also brought books from the library that I'll be referencing to, because it's a pretty thick book. I think it has a couple hundred pages, and I'm not going to be reading all of that. I'm going to probably pick and choose a few chapters that are in the book and really, concentrate on that. There's the women's societies. There's just all different things that were going on in the late 1800s that were in San Jose. So I will most likely be doing it on that. And it's the women's clubs that I was interested in doing it in. So hopefully this is enough information and this is what you were looking for. And yeah, I will see you in class. Thank you.